What is tapering and why it is never discounted? Quantitative easing is the process by which a central bank massively increases its balance sheet in order to free the balance sheet of banks. By purchasing government bonds, mortgage-backed securities, and corporate bonds, the central bank frees up the balance sheet of banks, and the credit mechanism of the monetary policy allows economic agents to take more credit at cheaper rates because the central bank also brings down rates. The idea, which is to move the economy and to put more credit in the hands of economic agents and more investment, etc., all of that sounds nice until you overdo it all. The reality is that the mechanism of transmission of monetary policy, it is true that it prevents massive inflationary pressures throughout a period of time, because what we see is that the credit demand does not necessarily go alongside credit supply, and therefore that credit mechanism stops the inflationary pressures, at least for a while. What it does is increase inflation in what? In financial assets and real estate, etc., that go through the roof, valuations very high, bond yields at extreme lows, etc., etc. What happens when the central bank tapers is that they start announcing that they will increase rates and reduce the repurchases of assets. And markets usually always say that this is fully discounted because it's been told numerous times. However, it is not true. Why? Because central banks have created such a level of elevated valuations and such a level of perverse incentives to buy more risk and be more exposed to risk, that even the smallest impact of an increase in bond yields or an increase in the interest rate generates ripple effects, particularly in those more exposed to the marginal risk of monetary policy. Therefore, the idea that tapering is fully discounted, it might be very appealing to investment banks, but it is never true.